Which cruise line should you choose in 2026? Worst to best. Two people book the same cruise for the same week. One comes home relaxed, the other swears off cruising forever. In this video, I'm ranking 12 major cruise lines from worst to best for 2026, based on real passenger experience, not marketing promises. And one line people assume is luxury quietly disappoints more guests than you'd expect. When a cruise is advertised as effortless fun, you expect to relax. But sometimes, the cheaper the ticket, the harder you end up working to enjoy yourself. Number 12. Margaritaville at Sea. You board expecting a carefree island escape and realize you've stepped onto a floating budget motel. The music is loud, the decor screams vacation, and everything looks fun at first glance. But within hours, the cracks show. Food quality feels rushed, service turnover is obvious, and the ship itself reminds you this used to be something else entirely. That matters, because comfort at sea isn't optional, it's foundational. Here's the real issue. Margaritaville sells a vibe, not an experience. Prices are low, yes, but expectations drop even faster. Short sailings amplify crowds, and the party atmosphere never really turns off. Cheap fare, expensive regret? If you're booking solely because it's affordable, go in eyes open and emotionally detached. Otherwise, save longer and choose better. Number 11. Costa Cruises. What happens when a cruise line can't decide who it's speaking to? Costa Cruises answers that question every sailing. It's deeply European in rhythm, late dinners, multilingual announcements, subtle service, but marketed broadly to travelers who expect something else entirely. That disconnect creates frustration, not failure, and that distinction matters. Costa's ships aren't bad. In fact, they're lively, stylish, and well-priced. But many North American guests feel lost in the flow, confused by dining schedules, entertainment pacing, and cultural norms that aren't explained upfront. It's not wrong, it's just misaligned. Great ships, wrong expectations. If you're fluent in European travel culture or sailing in Italy, you'll likely enjoy it. If not, clarity beats curiosity every time. Choose familiarity over friction. This next cruise line wins awards for design and ship beauty, but once you're on board, looks alone don't carry the experience nearly as far as you'd expect. Number 10. MSC Cruises. MSC builds some of the most visually stunning ships at sea, and still manages to confuse half its guests. From Swarovski staircases to massive atriums, the first impression is jaw-dropping. But once the novelty fades, many travelers struggle with service inconsistency, crowded public spaces, and communication gaps that feel small individually, yet exhausting together. The challenge isn't quality, it's calibration. MSC operates with a European efficiency model that clashes with North American expectations of flexibility and warmth. Add aggressive pricing, mega ships, and multilingual crowds, and the experience can feel oddly impersonal. Beautiful ships, uneven experience. MSC shines when you book newer vessels, avoid peak seasons, and understand what's included and what's not. If you treat it like a premium bargain, not a luxury cruise, you'll enjoy it far more. Number 9. Carnival Cruise Line. Carnival delivers some of the happiest guests and the angriest reviews, often from the same ship. That contradiction defines the brand. When Carnival works, it's energetic, social, and genuinely fun. When it doesn't, it feels chaotic, crowded, and cheap in ways that linger. The difference comes down to ship age and sailing length. Newer ships on longer itineraries attract calmer crowds and better service flow. Older ships on short sailings amplify noise, lines, and frustration. Same logo, two realities. Carnival isn't bad, it's situational. Book smart and you'll laugh all week. Book blindly and you'll count the hours until disembarkation. Choose newer ships, longer routes, and midweek departures. That's the unlock. A lot of people book this next cruise for one reason: freedom. What most of them don't realize is how quickly freedom turns into fine print. Number 8. Norwegian Cruise Line, NCL. The first time Norwegian says freestyle cruising, it sounds liberating. No set dining times, no dress codes, no pressure. Then the onboard bill arrives. Norwegian's core problem isn't experience, it's expectation management. What feels flexible on paper often becomes fragmented in practice, with premium venues, specialty dining, and included perks quietly locked behind upgrades. To be fair, NCL does some things very well. Entertainment is strong, ships are modern, and itineraries are diverse. But many first-timers feel nickeled and dimed because freedom without structure still needs transparency. Flexible schedule, rigid pricing. Norwegian works best when you prepay packages and treat it like a modular vacation. Price everything up front. If the number still excites you, you'll likely enjoy the cruise. If not, keep shopping. Number 7. Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean isn't a cruise, it's a floating city that never sleeps. Ice rinks, surf simulators, skydiving pods, and neighborhoods stacked on neighborhoods. For families and thrill seekers, it's incredible. For travelers craving quiet, it can feel like living inside an airport mall. Royal's strength is scale and innovation. Its weakness is experience dilution. With so much happening at once, service can feel stretched, and moments of calm become scarce, especially on megaships during peak seasons. Big ships. Big trade-offs. The key is ship selection. Newer megaships are perfect for multi-generational trips. Smaller royal ships offer balance and breathing room. Match the ship to your personality, not the commercials. Up to this point, most of these cruises demanded compromises. This is where the conversation shifts from surviving your vacation to actually enjoying it. Number 6. Princess Cruises. Princess Cruises doesn't chase trends, and that's exactly why it works. While other lines race to add louder attractions and flashier features, Princess focuses on rhythm, smooth days at sea, reliable service, and itineraries that actually prioritize destinations. It's not exciting in the first 5 minutes. It's satisfying by day 5. Princess attracts travelers who value predictability over novelty. Food is consistently good, enrichment programming is strong, and the overall atmosphere feels calm without being sleepy. Quiet confidence, real comfort. If you want a cruise where nothing goes wrong and several things go right, Princess delivers. Choose Princess when your vacation goal is rested, not impressed. Number 5. Celebrity Cruises. Celebrity Cruises quietly reinvented itself, and most people didn't notice. Once known for traditional luxury, Celebrity pivoted toward modern design, elevated dining, and a younger, more style-conscious crowd. The result feels refined without being stiff, upscale without being intimidating. What sets Celebrity apart is balance. Public spaces breathe. Food punches above its weight. Service feels intentional rather than rushed. It's not ultra luxury, but it's one of the smartest value upgrades in cruising today. Subtle luxury, strong execution. Celebrity is ideal if you've outgrown mass market chaos, but aren't ready for 6-star pricing. It's where many cruisers realize they've been settling and stop. Some cruise lines try to please everyone. This one deliberately doesn't, and that choice changes the entire experience. Number 4. Virgin Voyages. Imagine a cruise designed by people who loved travel but hated cruising. That's Virgin Voyages. No kids, no buffets, no forced fun. From the moment you step on board, it feels intentional, modern, and refreshingly uncruise-like. For the right traveler, it's electric. But Virgin is polarizing by design. The food is excellent, included dining feels generous, and the vibe is unapologetically adult. At the same time, traditional cruisers sometimes feel unmoored. No big shows, fewer formal moments, and a social energy that never fully powers down. Stylish freedom. Narrow appeal. Virgin Voyages is phenomenal if you want a floating boutique hotel with edge. If you prefer structure, schedules, or family energy, this isn't rebellion, it's friction. Match the vibe, and it's unforgettable. Number 3. Disney Cruise Line. Is Disney Cruise Line overpriced or just misunderstood? On paper, the fares look shocking. In practice, many families walk off feeling like they got exactly what they paid for. Disney's real advantage isn't characters or shows, it's service culture. Crew engagement, cleanliness, and operational precision are consistently elite. Disney ships run like clockwork. Kids clubs are world-class. Adult spaces are genuinely adult, and logistics feel effortless. The downside, if you're not traveling with kids or don't care about the Disney ecosystem, you're paying for magic you won't use. Premium price, precision delivery. Disney is worth it when the entire family benefits. Otherwise, that same budget unlocks far more freedom elsewhere. If loud attractions and packed schedules feel exhausting, this next cruise line offers a completely different definition of luxury. Number 2. Viking Ocean Cruises. Viking doesn't try to entertain you, it tries to engage you. No casinos, no kids, no sales pitches echoing through the atrium. Instead, Viking builds its entire experience around learning, immersion, and calm. The ships feel purposeful, the days feel unrushed, and the atmosphere feels almost academic, in the best way. Everything is included because Viking believes friction kills curiosity. Shore excursions are meaningful, lectures are genuinely interesting, and the onboard rhythm supports reflection instead of distraction. Quiet ships, sharp minds. Viking Ocean Cruises is ideal if you want to come home smarter, not just rested. If enrichment matters more than adrenaline, Viking isn't just a cruise, it's alignment. Number 1. Silversea. Smaller ships create bigger experiences, and Silversea proves it. With fewer passengers, higher crew ratios, and true all-inclusive pricing, Silversea removes the micro-decisions that quietly exhaust travelers. No upcharges, no second-guessing, just seamless movement from moment to moment. Luxury here isn't flashy, it's invisible. Service feels anticipatory, dining rivals top land-based restaurants, and itineraries reach places larger ships can't. You're not navigating a system, you're being carried through it. Fewer passengers, greater presence. Silversea is for travelers who value effortlessness above all else. If your goal is a vacation where nothing interrupts the experience, this is as good as cruising gets. Here's the real takeaway. There is no universally perfect cruise line, only the right one for you. The worst cruise is the wrong fit. The best cruise feels like it was designed with you in mind. Whether you're chasing value, calm, culture, or indulgence, your priorities should lead the booking, not the marketing. This video is for informational purposes only. It is not professional travel, medical, or financial advice. Always consult qualified experts before making decisions. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.